an inauguration on campus, an update on agriculture, and a nationally acclaimed artist in residence. Bringing you all that and more on BVTV News. From BVTV Studios on the campus of Buena Vista University in Storm Lake, Iowa, this is BVTV News. Welcome to BVTV News. I'm Joshua Wolcott. Dr. Brian Lensmeyer was officially inaugurated as Buena Vista University's 19th president on October 26, 2020. However, due to COVID-19, the celebration was postponed until October 8, 2021. Lensmeyer was named interim president during the 2020-2021 academic school year, bringing his unique views of virology to help BV push forward through a challenging year. The official inauguration ceremony was also attended by Governor Kim Reynolds.
He has established himself as a trusted voice, not only in his academic specialties or administration, but about the issues that matter to rural communities all over the state of Iowa.
Lensmeyer spoke during the ceremony, thanking his friends, co-workers, and family for the support that he has received both sincerely and comedically.
I have a really important question for you. Don't you have anything better to do than to be sitting here on a Friday afternoon? Thank you for singing, for playing your instruments, for coming to support BVU.
The official ceremony was a part of the festivities planned on campus to celebrate the inauguration of President Lensmeyer, including an inaugural kickoff party on the forum lawn for the students where they received commemorative BVU merchandise, plus a gala to wrap up the day's events in the Grand Ballroom. After a dry summer, the harvest season has once again arrived in full bloom as farmers venture across fields. BVTV's Joshua Tigas reports on the opportunities and experiences available to BVU students.
As the fall colors begin to emerge, an exciting time of year begins at the BVU Ag Experiment Station. Located just outside of Storm Lake, students are able to take full advantage of the harvest season. Mike Christian, BVU Ag Experiment Station Manager, stressed the importance of providing hands-on experiences and explained what opportunities are available to students.
During harvest, there's opportunities in about a little bit of everything from beef production on to the agronomy side of life. We harvest soybeans to alfalfa to even our corn. We've throw kids in the combine that ride around with me. We've got kids that work for us almost full-time. Just depends on your class schedule and who's available at what time of the day is basically how it works out for us.
One of those students, freshman Jack Walters, has taken full advantage of this opportunity, spending nearly 20 hours a week on the farm.
Back home I worked for a farmer and he kind of had the same setup here as Mike does, and it was kind of just going on to the next thing. Same thing, just different place.
Jack continued to point out how classes are starting to venture out into the field.
Intro to ag during our soil science part. We came out here when he was harvesting this field and we just kind of looked around at what was going on, and then we looked at the corn too and how much was left on the ground.
Even though summer months brought tough drought conditions, August rain showers have left Mike pleasantly surprised with yields.
I think this year, even with the drought, we're above average on our yield average around pretty much everything. So I guess I can't complain there too much.
As crops begin to disappear, Mike further elaborated on the need for continued student involvement.
We're going to have to get kids out here and do some more soil sampling. That's a big key right this time of year, and we'll get some soil samples and see what these fields need.
Although the harvest season is beginning to wrap up, the BVU Ag Experiment Station still offers valuable hands-on experiences for all students. For BVTV News, I'm Joshua Tigas.
Students interested in taking advantage of harvest opportunities can contact Rich Crow or visit bvu.edu. We enjoyed a great homecoming week with a big win in football. Plus, let's find out what else is happening on the fields, courts, and even the computer screens with BVTV's Daniel Meisner. Daniel?
Thanks, Josh. As this year has returned to normally scheduled athletics for Buena Vista, there have been plenty of teams competing this fall. Most recently, the Beaver football team took on Nebraska Wesleyan in this year's homecoming football game. BV entered this game at 2-3 overall and 1-2 in American Rivers Conference play, while the Prairie Wolves stood at a record of 3-3 and 1-3 overall, or 1-3 in the conference. Leading the Beavers on the ground and in the air was sophomore quarterback Brandon Kiles, who threw for 285 yards, 3 touchdowns with no interceptions, including this 48-yarder to senior wide receiver Eric Pacheco. This would help Pacheco end with 141 yards and a touchdown. Kyles also rushed for 89 yards on the day. Defense had a stand-up day as well with 5 sacks and 3 interceptions, one of those coming from Storm Lake native Manny Chavez, who made this incredible play on a ball where he makes the catch on the side of his body. Buena Vista gets the win in a 50-7 blowout win over Nebraska Wesleyan. They improve their record to 2-2 in American Rivers Conference play and take on the Storm from Simpson College in Indianola on October 23rd. Volleyball is also moving through their 2021 season as the end of the season comes closer. Led by seniors Jade Hayes and Sydney McLaren, the Beavers have a 9-8 overall record and are 2-3 in American Conference play. After this week's loss to Grinnell, 3 matches remain before the conference tournament. The remaining opponents on the schedule are the University of Dubuque, Loras College, and the regular season closer against Simpson College at home in Storm Lake. In other homecoming events, men's and women's soccer faced off against the University of Dubuque Spartans. Men's soccer suffers a defeat at the hands of the Spartans. BVU would combine for three total shots in a 6-0 loss. They fall to 2-9-2 overall and 0-4-1 in American Rivers Conference play. Women's soccer also suffers a tough loss at the hands of the Spartans as they are unable to come back from a 4-goal first half from the Spartans. The Spartans would add on one more and take that win 5-0. They are now 1-12 overall and 0-5 in conference play. Esports has continued to grow after its inaugural 2020 season. Originally started with just 23 students on the roster, according to BVU Athletics, the team is now full and consists of 60 students competing as part of 10-plus different teams. There is always an esports competition going on around campus. And finally, a sport considered to be more of a hobby here in Storm Lake has made a revival here on campus. BVU's Fishing Club is a brand new organization this year, headed by President Riley Flint. The Fishing Club is also hosted their first fishing tournament this Sunday as Aiden Brock won that tournament in all 4 species categories. He caught this largemouth bass at 14 inches, a walleye at 8 inches, a hybrid striped bass at 5.5, and a perch at 7.5. Joshua, pretty good week for Beaver Sports.
Oh, it sounds like it's been a crazy week for this homecoming week for sports. Thank you, Daniel. And now for stories coming from the TAC, a sensory room that will be coming to BV's Center for Academic Excellence. This room, while not ready yet, will be available to all students on campus. As of right now, it includes a rocking chair, a weighted blanket, a bubble light machine, a sound machine, and a shelf with toys for de-stressing. To use the room right now, email Donna Mussel, the head of the CAE. In the future, Donna hopes to have an electronic sign-up sheet so that any student anywhere on campus can sign up for a time. For more details on how and why Donna created this room, read the full article by Jordan Sherman at bvtac.com. Student-athlete Max Murphy, a member of the track and field team, finished his season as a freshman as an All-American in hurdles and was unable to compete due to COVID-19 the following year. In between seasons, Max tore his ACL and shortly thereafter his meniscus as well, leading to a second major knee surgery in the span of 6 months. To read more about his story as well as his recovery, view the full article written by Colin Imhoff at bvtac.com. BVU alum and New York Times photographer Andre D Wagner spent 4 weeks as an artist in residence, working on a gallery show while spending time with students and faculty. Andre graduated from BV in 2010. His gallery show is called Reflections in Storm Lake, where he showcases photos that he took around campus and in the Storm Lake community. Wagner spent the majority of his time connecting with students on campus during classes and working on his show that opened during homecoming week. The gallery is located in the Social Sciences and Art Hall and is open to the public free of charge. That wraps up another edition of BVTV News. Go make it a great day. I'm Joshua Wolcott, and we'll see you next time.